Hi there, I'm Shannon. I'm the esthetician behind the blog Practical Skin Tuition, and today I'm here to talk to you about self-tanning in the summer. It's a great way to get a little bit of color and still protect your skin from the UV damage that we are so desperate to protect ourselves against. Nobody wants to get wrinkles, but nobody wants to be pale either. So I have a bunch of tips to help you get a great self-tanner. Today I'm going to be focusing on the face because I think it requires a little bit more detail. I like to contour my face because it gives you the opportunity to thin the face out and give yourself some definition where maybe you don't have definition, or maybe you want to create definition. Maybe you want to make your face look thinner, maybe you want to set back a forehead, or maybe you have a double chin or something like that, and you can actually use a self-tanner to create all of these different contours. So I actually have found a great tutorial from a beauty blogger that I found on the Allure magazine beauty blogger contest. Her name is Mascara, and I am actually linking to her tutorial in the blog notes, so make sure to check that out. She explains it a whole lot better than I do, and why you want to contour and how you can contour with your makeup. And today we're just going to basically be subbing in a self-tanner so that that contour is already there when you get up in the morning and you don't have to include it in your makeup steps, which saves you time in the morning, which I love because I'm all about looking the best I can in as little time as possible. So I have a couple of my favorite products here that I like to use, and this little gem is one of my standbys. I absolutely swear by this, and I love this product too because it actually came from a tip from one of my clients, and she was so right about it. It's a very nice brown, but it's an aerosol tan, and lots of people are really scared of aerosols, but there's no reason to be. It actually applies really easily and very evenly. It just takes a little practice, just like anything else. The only thing about aerosols that you have to be careful with is it is not clean. It is a messy business. So I like to do it in the shower, like a dry shower. That way I can just rinse out the shower if I'm going to be doing my whole body, or I do it in the bathroom and I just lay down a towel over my white rug. The tanner will wash out, but if I'm not going to be washing the rug really soon, then who wants to wait for that? And I hate having the tanner sitting around, so I'm really careful about it. The other product that I like to use for my face is a product that I found out about a couple of years ago with a tip from a great self-tanner out of LA, a spray tanner. She has her own mobile business, and it's Spray de Soleil, and she actually got, which I was really excited for her, she got a great write-up in Allure magazine this month, the May 2013 edition. She was written up for her innovative brush application method. So she uses, like, this is like a little kabuki brush. It's not as stiff as a regular kabuki. It's actually pretty soft, you can see, which is nice for blending. I personally find it a little tedious to apply with a brush onto your whole body, but it's really great for some of that detail work that really needs to be buffed out, like hands, feet, and then also wherever you want to be more specific, like we're going to be doing on the contouring. So the first thing I am going to be doing is pinning my bangs back so that my bangs don't get in the way. I just spent 20 minutes spraying my bangs into the right place and fiddling with them, and now I'm just going to pin them right back and mess all that work up, but it's all for you. I also want to tell you that you should start with exfoliated skin. The spray tans and self-tanners, all self-tanners, they really only tint the first couple layers of the skin, so you want to make sure that they're the freshest layers possible, otherwise the tan is going to come off really quickly. I like to start light with my face. I would rather have it not be enough and go back and have to touch up with a bronzer or touch it up over a couple of days than to have a big brown streak on my face. So I like to do it really, I like to kind of build over a few days. But in any case, you still want your efforts to last, and you don't want it to be flaking off, and you don't want it to flake off unevenly. So before you spray tan ever, you should exfoliate. I don't like to do anything really aggressive before I do my face. Like, I'm not going to go do the deepest peel I have because I don't want to irritate my skin, but maybe a gentle scrub right before, or a peel the night before, or something like that, just so I have the freshest skin possible. All right. So this is hard for you to see in the video, but I am actually holding the can up like I would a bottle of hairspray. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to aim for a circle around my face. You kind of want to hold your breath while you do that, but that's going to give you a little distribution all over. And then I'm going to give my neck. Okay? Whew. Make sure that you don't breathe while you're doing that, because it doesn't smell bad, but it also does not smell awesome. So that just kind of gets you started with a base. And the next thing that I do is I go in and I've got my gel bronzer. And if you can't find this one, I'll try and link to a couple of different kinds that I've used in the past, just because if that way you can find some different things. But you can do this with any like gel product that's kind of gentle. So you just get a little bit like a pump right on there. And then I sort of dot it where I want it. And then I go back and I buff it in. And I am focusing most of my efforts on the contour under my cheeks. I have a long face, so I like to break it up and I like to define my cheekbones a little bit more. So you don't want to neglect the center of your face, you just don't want to focus on it. So now I'm going to go over to the other side. And just really blend it out well. Like I said, the last thing you want is a big brown streak on your face. We're trying to look better, not worse. So I'm going to reload. And again, like I said, you don't want to ignore your whole face. I've got a little bit on here, so I always like to really make sure I get my neck. Another thing you don't want to forget is back behind your ears. My neck is always a different color from the rest of my face, so I always make sure to spend a little extra time on my neck so that it matches. If you have a double chin, you want to go underneath the chin a little bit more. It'll make it a little bit more defined. And give you a stronger jawline. And like I said, you don't want to neglect the rest of your face. You just kind of want to touch it really easily. And then I'm going to reload again, just a little bit this time, because I need to go and do my forehead and I don't want to get too much up there. So, and again, I'm focusing on the outer perimeter of my face, and I'm kind of taking just what's left, like just kind of into the middle a little bit. And I'll do the buffing technique. I might spray myself only a couple times a week, but I'll actually buff this in maybe once every couple of days. It just depends on how much color I have and how much color I want, which is usually about 5 more shades than I have naturally. So I'm kind of pulling in a little bit so I can really see the underneath of the contour there, so I can get underneath my cheekbone. Go back into the other side. All right. And like I said, I might do this like 3 times a week or something like that. Just kind of make sure that it all looks even, that it's well blended. And then I can go and do my makeup right over this if I want. I don't really like to do my self-tanning in the morning. I mean, I will if I have to, but I don't like to just because I feel like the self-tanner kind of starts to smell a little bit and I'd rather wash it off in the morning. And I've never tried one that doesn't smell. Never. So don't look for one that doesn't smell. It's a chemical reaction that happens in the skin, between the product and the skin, that actually colors it. I've never seen a self-tanner that doesn't smell. There are ones that smell less than other ones, but there's never one that doesn't smell. So, and voila, I don't look like I just got back from the beach, but maybe if I do this a couple days in a row, I might. I never look like I just got back from the beach though, even when I have just gotten back from the beach. So I hope that these tips, this little tutorial has been helpful for you. I would highly recommend going and looking at some of the other tutorials on highlighting and contouring. There's a lot of people on the internet who are a lot more talented with makeup than I am, and they might be able to explain it to you better, give you some other little tips on how to, if you have a different part of your face that you want to set back a little bit, they might be able to give you some better tips for that. And all you would do is, instead of using a contour powder, you just use your self tanner there, and then you have that self tanner, that contour on your face all the time. So come on over and join us at practicalskintuition.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your feedback if you have any questions, if there's anything you are just dying for me to do a tutorial on, or a video on, or a post about, or any questions you have about your skin. I'd love to hear from you. You can also connect with me on Facebook, on Pinterest, on Twitter. I'm everywhere, so I can connect with you wherever you want. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for joining.